Breaking news, breaking news, breaking news. Michigan woman at McDonald's goes on Instagram and goes off and winds up unaliving her manager at McDonald's because she was cutting her hours. She cut the lady's hours. She's a 26-year-old girl. We're going to say that, but we got to say woman. See, when you see the video of her, you'll understand. But anyway, sit back, enjoy the ride. This woman lost her life. Rest in peace. My condolences to her family. She lost her life from a co-worker that took her life at McDonald's because she kept cutting the hours. She allowed it to come back to work on her day off, and she still was what the manager felt was cutting up, so therefore she sent her home on her day off. She came into work, she goes out in the car, she gets in her body, she puts a mask on, and 5 minutes later she walks in the store. Young lady, mother is working at the drive-through window, and she takes the knife and bang, bang, bang. And as she's hitting her, the man that's at the drive-through window with the gun, he jumps out the car and he holds her at gunpoint to stop her from stabbing her like she was. But she didn't make it. Like I said, rest in peace and my condolences to her family. But he held her until the police came, and that's when she got locked up. I'm getting ready to show you the Instagram rant that she went on before this happened 2 days prior, where she was crying out for help, saying that I'm having a problem at McDonald's and I'm gonna take care of it. Now, how else is she gonna take care of it? How you think she should have took care of it? Somebody put it in the comments. All right. All right, you know what it is. Unique Mecca Audio, man. We getting ready to show you this joint. This is a sad story. Pay attention. Listen, like I said, after this, I'm going to show you the Instagram rant that the young lady went on before she took this beautiful young lady from her family and children. Our condolences again. All right, let's just get this going.
In a workplace stabbing.
My mama died trying to take care of us.
A McDonald's manager killed in the middle of the morning rush, and police say it was another employee who did it. Jennifer Harris was working her shift this morning when she sent an employee home early. Thank you so much for joining us. I'm Kimberly Gill.
And I'm Ty Steele. Police say that employee left and then came back and killed her with a knife. This happened at the McDonald's on 9 Mile West. West of Kelly and East Point. Noel Frio is live with the details. Noel, we hear a Good Samaritan stepped in and try and stop this.
Yeah, that's right. Police say that stabbing happened near this drive-through window behind me. And they say a customer who was in the drive-through stepped in and stopped the suspect from fleeing the scene before police arrived. We've now learned that the victim was a mother of 6. Employees described the terrifying moments inside a McDonald's after a worker attacked a manager with a knife. Police say the employee had been in an argument with the manager that ended with her being sent home.
She left for 5 minutes. She came back with a mask on her face. And the only thing I seen was her hands. That's how I knew it was her.
Family of the victim identify her as 39-year-old Jennifer Harris. She was stabbed multiple times before a customer in the drive-through line intervened, holding the employee at gunpoint until officers arrived.
He had her sitting down there about in the parking lot next to a vehicle, and he had the gun pointed at her. That's when police and all them rolled up.
He did the right thing. He showed, so to speak, heroism. And we really appreciate his assistance because, like I said, otherwise we would have a dangerous criminal right now in public and we would be looking for her, but who knows what else she was gonna do.
Family of Harris described her as selfless, a hard worker who worked to provide for her 6 children as a single mother.
She was the best mom anybody could ever ask for. My mama, she woke up every day and went to work for us. My mama died trying to take care of us.
Her children now in shock at how such senseless violence could have ended their mother's life.
A hard-working woman, so kind. If anybody needed help, she would give you her last, give you the shirt off her back. She did not deserve that at all.
And police are asking that anyone with any more information on this incident contact the East Point Police Department. We have that.
Now, that's a tragedy. How do you think her children felt when they got the call to come to McDonald's to find out that their mother was unalived in that manner? What I really respect is that young lady that was just speaking, that teenager, that young girl that was just speaking, she understood life, that her mother got up every day and went to work for her. How many days we don't feel like getting up to go to work? And that's for us. So imagine if the days when you don't feel like going and you call in and say, I'm not coming today for whatever reason, and now you have 6 children you must feed. So how do you get room to do that and lose the money and still feed the children and take care of yourself? That's how sad this is. But let me bring you to something else, right? I'm gonna bring you something else, and we're gonna go to a whole different scene, right? I think we're gonna ride with this one, right? We're gonna go right here with this. Now, I'm gonna show you her Instagram rant. Now, maybe we should go here. This is how she went off on Instagram. That way I could get out the way and let y'all see it, all right? Now, this was 2 days before on Instagram when she was having issues with her manager at the McDonald's. She went on Instagram and this is what she said, all right?
I sent home early yesterday. I got sent home early today by the same person. I'm telling you, she's a bully. This shit isn't funny. She needs to understand that just because she's a mother and got children doesn't mean that she can come in this store, you know, disrespecting people, talking to them like everybody's beneath her. She has no respect. And it isn't funny at all. Like, seriously, man, I got sheriff. And she keeps sending me home early. It's not funny. She's playing games. And then all day, throughout the day, she keeps saying her little racial shit. And then throughout the day, she keeps on, like, putting negative energy in the air, talking about people, gossiping about people. It's not funny, man. That shit gonna have to stop. She's a bully.
Do you see this? This young lady is crying out for help. She's actually sitting here saying that she's being disrespected at work, and all this is going on. They got other workers. They have what they call a grievance form. I'm talking about in prison. Out here, they call it what, a complaint? Y'all put in the comments, you know, you rat bastard. It's always institutionalized. No, I equate everything with my past so I could understand the present so that I could elevate in my future. So let me get back to my story because I was riding. This young lady could have just as easily filled out a grievance or a complaint against McDonald's and said that she's da-da-da-da and had it documented. And 9 times out of 10, she didn't do that. And she obviously felt like she was being bullied, that the lady was being racist. She was threatened, her life was in danger, everything else, you know, and she couldn't take it anymore. And she's getting ready to explode. You're hearing it fresh out of her mouth. She's sitting in the Michigan jail right now. But this is how this played out. But we're not trying to go through that. So that's why we're having this, to let the young people know that, you know, they have a process that you go through when you feel like you're unjustly treated in anything in the world.
I'm telling you, she's a bully. She brings a lot of negative energy in there. She always panic when it's a lot going on, and then she try to manipulate that and make it seem like we ain't doing something right, but we are working really hard and doing great.
See how she said we all? That means that she has co-Ds, meaning co-defendants, meaning somebody was in her head. They sat in the corner complaining about this woman and her managerial skills, and this young lady took it upon herself to be the heroine and get involved to take care of the problem that the other workers were allegedly having, because she's saying we. She's not saying she's always picking on me. She did this to I. She's saying we. So she's speaking for a group. So that means there was a group in a conversation and got in each other's head, and this one's head wasn't right, and it went left field. All right? So understand that. Pay attention.
It's just the fact that she panicked, and I caught her a few times making a mistake, and she tried to hurry up and play it off.
You see, she caught her making mistakes. So now she's at war with her manager and feel like she knows more than her manager, or her manager, like she said, is picking on her. So she's going to show her manager that the same things that I do that you told me wasn't right the first time, now that I do it, you tell me that it's wrong, and then here you go doing the same thing you told me was wrong. Now, what is the difference? Is what she's saying to the manager, just to bring you into the visual of what's happening in this McDonald's establishment.
You know, nobody's perfect. It happens. You know what I mean?
See, she knows she's not perfect. She knows she has issues. That's why she's laughing with it. But she really needed to get help, and the people around her should have sensed this and should have encouraged her to get help.
Like, sometimes, like, somebody might get confused, so it gets busy, yeah. But she needs to stop playing like she don't be making mistakes. I be catching her. I'll be catching her. So that means she's on this manager. See, you did that wrong. You told me I couldn't do it, but then here you go doing it. You know what I mean? Why'd you do that when you told me I couldn't do it? So I be catching her. So right there, she's catching her, and you see she's very vocal, and you know the confrontation is going to come, because the manager's going to say, stay in your place. I'm the manager. If I want to do it my way, which I tell you is the wrong way, then you just do what I tell you and do it how I tell you to do it, when I tell you to do it. If you don't like it, get your out this building. As a matter of fact, go home. Now you can imagine how she felt when she said, now go home. So I can't say nothing, and I got to leave, and I don't get paid? Oh, no, we ain't going to do that. So now she comes to social media, and she's asking all her followers for help. That's why people go on social media to give a message, you know, to either give a message, you know, ask a question, to engage with their people. So she's bringing this outside of the establishment and the group that she worked with, that she referred to as we, and bringing it to her base now. And this is what she said on Instagram to them. And somebody put in the comments, where do you think that, at what point do you think her followers should have recognized something was wrong or reached out? I think her close friends should have at least called and said, oh, you all right? And that's all it takes. So when you see your friend on Instagram going off, just call and ask them, you all right? And don't say nothing else. They're going to do the rest. That's when you just listen. You don't give answers. You don't give solutions. You listen. And then when they're done, then you ask them, can I say something? And then you will begin, well, I understand that, but, you know, I just talking about me, you know, I may have done it differently, you know? Or do you think that maybe you could have done it a little differently? How do you think you could have dealt with this a little differently? And that's how we have to communicate with each other. This happens in the prison, and I know the rat bastards and flip-flop wearing and public clothes. I had to turn the gunshots for that. I had to turn them up for that. Now, that's where in prison, when we see our comrade looking outside the norm, meaning if somebody is always happy and loud, like this young lady got a lot of energy, you know, if you see her one day walking around and she's sulking, then you know she's plotting. So maybe when she was at work, trying to work that day, because she went in on a day off to work, she goes into work and her manager said something to her and said, I ain't gonna say nothing to this B, I ain't gonna say nothing to this B, I ain't gonna say nothing. I'm just gonna do my job. This is what the co-workers say, and the workers say, I'm gonna just do my job. So now she's just moving around and doing her job, but things is blowing up in her head. But she's not saying anything when normally she's saying something, but everybody's thinking she's not saying anything because she don't want to go home. They're not thinking she's not saying anything because she's peed off and she's about to snap. We have to read each other like that. If I go out, everybody know I'm always happy. If I go out and somebody see me just stand up in the corner and I'm not saying nothing, and they talking to me even, and I'm not saying nothing. I'm just standing there, everyone else is talking, I'm not saying nothing. My homie's just gonna say, yo, you all right? You good? And then I might say, yo, let me holler at you real quick.
and I might take them and just vent, y'all, this is what's going on or whatever, but it's called communication and engagement. But no one knows how to engage unless it's something that they want, that they feel is beneficial to them. Meaning a girl see a guy on a social media looking like he got a bag of money, and now they want some of that money, so now they engage. A guy see a girl with a fat set of cheeks. He wants some of those cheeks, so now he engaged. Hit the like button. And that's crazy how people communicate with different things and everybody kind of falls in line. Like, you know, like y'all put in the comments, right? If your significant other, right? If your significant other is sitting there and they, you know, going on a guy's page, not even saying no entertainer or nothing public figure, just going on, you know, regular friend, you know, theirs page. And this guy, every time he puts up a post, they liking. You understand what I'm saying? And they don't even know the person. They just like the person, so they just liking, but they don't know him. That's their way of saying, hey, look at me. You know what I mean? And then if they like him, then they go back. That's what you call poking, like you poke somebody. You know how you wave on a TikTok? If you see a girl with a fat set of cheeks, you just hit the wave button. On the Instagram, you see somebody you just hit the heart button. You know what I mean? To let them know, oh, I love that. It's whack, but I love it. You know what I mean? You know it was whack. They ain't got nothing but 2 comments. You know, one is you and one is me. And I'm hitting, I love it. You see where I'm at with this? Let's keep this going and go back to this rant. All right, remember this is the young lady, because I know y'all can't keep up sometimes. You know, these rap bastards come in and kind of twist things off. But this is a young lady that wound up unaliving her boss at the job, and now she's ranting on Instagram 2 days prior, letting it be known, like, I can't take it no more. Somebody please help me. Somebody DM me and tell me what to do. Or just ask me how I'm doing.
Listener. So her, all that animosity that she keep putting in the air and stuff, then trying to tell me I'm always snapping on people. No, that's false.
See? She's always snapping on people. Snapping, for those of y'all that don't know, mean making fun of. So she's always making fun of, you know, people, meaning 9 times out of 10 the co-workers, and because I doubt if she's crossing a line with the customers, because I'm sure somebody would have whooped that and we would have seen a whole nother video. That would have got away less time. But she's probably snapped on the co-workers and taken the job more like, you know, a playground instead of a workplace. And this manager is trying to keep structure in this workplace because she has a boss. She has a manager. But this young lady right here feel like, hold up, why are you picking on me? I'm sure everyone didn't have that high aggressive personality, you know, because if it did, it would have been chaos in there. But maybe that's why she's picking on you, because you're the one that keep going in and you stop and say, why are you picking on me? So it's like you throw a rock, boop, you know, and it lands in a bunch of ducks. You know what I mean? The one that don't look up is the guilty one. Remember that. All right, let's keep it moving.
No, I don't snap on people. I don't go in there doing that. I tell her, no, I make peace. That's what I'm doing. I've been creating peace. So all that negative energy that she's bringing in there and trying to manipulate it, no. That's going to stop.
See?
All that.
She said that's going to stop.
Negative about, you know, her personal life, all of that. No, she's bringing all of that in there and then playing games saying she want to take her belt off and beat somebody. Y'all act like my kids in here. No, we ain't your kids. Respect us. Stop talking to us like that. That's easy. I'm telling you.
You heard this? She's acting like, look at her. She's in the zone right now. In her headspace, she's talking to that woman while she's talking to her phone. You need to stop. You need to. And she's, y'all couldn't tell she had issues. Somebody put in there if y'all thought that she had issues or you think this is normal. We know this is normal what you see on Instagram, but this is just something that went to the extreme. So we heard about what happened from someone that was going through this, where normally we see somebody going through it and they might go beat their girl up, get in a fight, you know what I mean, go do whatever. You know, might have a hard time to go rob something. You don't know what it is, but when people rant, you listen.
But to get sent home 2 days in a row, man, and I came in on my off day to make up my time, and she still sends me home early, it's not funny. Somebody gonna have to do something about that. It's not funny.
Somebody got to do something about that. You could have just wrote a complaint. That's it.
Funny. It's not fair. It isn't funny at all.
Mental issues.
So, you know, She could keep being a bully if she wants to, but that shit catch up to her. Because it ain't funny at all. It ain't. Then one day she coming in there talking about some, yeah, I broke my door in half and I had to pull my gun out on my kids since this and that. Well, you know, telling us that, like, if you telling us you pulled a gun out on your kids for, you sound like a psychopath. That's what I wanted to tell her. She was talking about some, she blacked out. I'm like, yeah, you must have had blacked out if you pulled the gun out on your kids. Like, you know, like, I'm like, what the f you telling me this for? Like, she think she's like, trying to make it seem like that she big dog or some shit. What you telling me about you pulling the gun out on a kid? I don't, that doesn't scare me. You know what I mean? That shouldn't scare me. If she thought she was trying to intimidate me, that shouldn't intimidate me at all. I don't give a fuck.
You see what I'm saying? This is a prime example, because you know we like to ride. This is a prime example of when someone, look at her face. That's why I keep pausing it there. She's having a war within her head, within herself. And the manager don't even know that they're at war. The manager probably thought that she was just doing her job and she's just like one of her kids and she's just a little high strung and not even paying her any mind. And the whole time, look at this young lady. She's thinking, I'm gonna it. I just want y'all to understand that you don't know what's in the next person's head or what they're going through. In other words, they're at war with you. You're at peace with yourself. So you're just living life like a normal civilian. And then you run across someone that's not at peace with themselves and has mental issues that should have been noticed and diagnosed way before it got to this extreme. Now, if it was a male McDonald's manager and you heard that the female did the same thing, how would you look at it? Be honest and put it in the comments. But being that it's a female against a female, that's looked at one way. But how would y'all look at it if this young girl would have did this dude and then she would have said, oh, he tried to SA me, he tried to did me. Everybody said, oh, the poor innocent girl, she did this, she did that. And I'm showing you, this is real world life issues.
Her telling me about some with the dead, you know, and maybe that's why they always fighting her to defend themselves. They probably felt like their life was threatened.
See, she said maybe that's why they always siding with her to defend themselves. So in other words, everyone feels that she's the damn problem, and she's saying everybody's siding with her. And she's saying, y'all let me laugh, joke, and y'all playing the 50 behind my back like everything's cool. But then when she come around, y'all siding with her. You know? And they got her rocked to sleep and so off balance that she's really believing that they're with her. She's thinking that they're scared of the manager when it's her they're scared of. Let's ride.
Now, the employee she was referring to was 39-year-old Jennifer Harris, a mother and a manager at East Point McDonald's. She also went by the nickname Jamma. She's been an employee for McDonald's for the past 15 years, according to her family. July 10th, 2025, Jennifer was at work. It was early morning at the McDonald's on 9 Mile. The young lady who you heard just vent, she was also at the workplace. But apparently, Miss Jennifer told her to leave. Investigators say it started as a verbal dispute. When Harris and her employee, Harris asked the woman to leave, as mentioned like before in the video, 48 hours prior. But a witness at the drive-thru said she returned wearing a mask. But the only thing being visible was her hands, which is how they identified her. She then started stabbing Harris repeatedly, causing her to be DOA. May she rest in peace and love and condolences to her family. But prior to the young girl going back into the McDonald's, she wrote, again, shaking my head. I said, nope, not today. She also wrote, and laughing like it's funny, before doing the unthinkable. And the sad part about all this young woman had knew the victim's kids.
Right. And I'm Taryn Asher. We begin with a heartbreaking loss for one Metro Detroit family dealing really with an unthinkable tragedy.
Yeah, Taryn, what began as a normal day at work quickly turned violent. A mother of 6 stabbed to death at an East Point McDonald's while doing her job.
And Fox 2's Camille Amiri joining us live with the very latest. And Camille, we understand you have spoken now with the woman's family. I mean, it's hard to imagine what they're going through.
Yeah, I mean, we were here all day, and then family members started showing up this afternoon, one after another, all coming back to the scene of the crime. She has 6 children, as you said, ages 5 to 20, and some of the littlest ones were here. And let me tell you, it was absolutely heartbreaking.
My mama was a good person. She was the best mom anybody could ever ask for.
Jennifer Harris, a single mother of 6, a manager at McDonald's, fatally stabbed Thursday morning by one of her employees, according to police.
My mama, she woke up every day and went to work for us, My mama died trying to take care of us.
It happened right before 8 o'clock at the McDonald's on 9 Mile in East Point.
From our understanding, it happened near the drive-through window inside of the building, so in the employee area.
Investigators say it started as a verbal dispute between Harris and her employee. Harris asked the woman to leave, but
she came back with a mask on her face, and the only thing I seen was her hands. That's how I knew it was her. And she started stabbing her. I tried to stop her. It was no stopping her. She stabbed her everywhere.
Police say a customer, a CPL holder in line at the drive-thru, witnessed the stabbing and shot his gun in the air, attempting to stop the crime. The suspect ran out of the fast food restaurant, the CPL holder getting out of his car and holding her at gunpoint until police arrived.
He absolutely did the right thing. He showed, so to speak, heroism.
Harris's family members beside themselves with grief.
We met the lady and everything. I don't understand why she had to kill her. My mama was even good to her. She was good to everybody.
Yo, that's some sad, and again, my condolences.
It's just so incredibly sad. The children's father is incarcerated. They told us that when we met with them earlier today. So it was just their mom and them. The suspect is 26 years old. And of course, we expect her to be arraigned possibly tomorrow or the next day, hoping to learn more about what led up to this. Meanwhile, Jennifer worked here. She went by the name of Gemma, and she worked here for 15 years. So, I mean, just a horrible, horrible story all around. There is absolutely nothing that makes sense about this. Reporting live in East Point, Camille and Mary, Fox 2 News.
Yeah, Camille.
That's sad right there. You can't get no more sadder than that. So what do y'all think about this? Do you think that someone should have reached out to her? Do you think someone should have reached out to her? Because she went on social media crying for help. I mean, I just don't understand that. Do you think this young lady has issues? Make sure you subscribe to my daughter's YouTube channel at Juanita, Mecca Audio. Check out my prison stories at Unique Mecca Audio Prison Stories. And check out my other channel at Mecca Audio TV. All right?